Hey guys, it's the Screen Team. We are almost done with this show. We got one more review to do, and I've got Kim. Kim is a good friend, and Kim helps me pick up the slack when Sabrina will not review a movie with me. I was like, Sabrina, check this out. I've got this awesome romantic film that you are going to love. And she's like, nope, don't have time. Get somebody else to review it. So I'm like, all right. So I'm like, Kim, will you do it? And you're like, yeah, I guess. So here we are, forever young. But this movie is awesome. I love this movie. It's got Mel Gibson in it. And Mel Gibson, this was like during his prime.
True.
You know, we had the Lethal Weapon movies.
It's like the Lethal Weapon time, yeah, when you look at him, yeah.
Good looking dude. He's got the charm going on. He's like whenever you see Mel Gibson running, you know it's a good film. And he's running in. You ever see like Mel Gibson? He's always running in films.
Okay.
I'm telling you. Kim doesn't believe me, but he is always running in his films, especially like the old ones.
Right.
No. All right, you're not buying it. Do you buy this movie, Kim?
I like the movie.
Yeah.
I'm not thinking I'm going to like it as much as you, but I do like the movie.
What's not to like?
I've seen the movie like 5 times over the course of what year was this first put out? Because
late 80s, early 90s, somewhere around
there.
there?
Back then, being 48, it's been a long time
All right,
ago.
listen. Kim, listen here, okay? All right, just listen. You've got Mel Gibson. Look at this guy. Look at that poster. He looks amazing, all right? He's got the love of his life, all right? He's been in love with this young lady since they were kids, right?
Yes.
And an accident happens, right?
And when he's in his, late, probably early 20s.
Yes, early 20s. And
late teens, early 20s, because back then, yeah, you go to war like when you were...
Well, actually, this was before the war, because this was like 1939. So U.S. wasn't in the war yet.
Oh. How did he do it? Why did he get...
He's in the military. So
okay.
he's a
Close
pilot.
enough.
He's in the military, but we weren't in the war quite yet. It was a few years
so I
away.
got my year off. My bad. Like I said, I watched half of it recently, but I've seen the whole movie like 5 times.
But we see that his girlfriend, it's not his wife yet because he's too scared to ask her to marry him, and his girlfriend, fiance, whatever you want to say, she gets into a car accident. She gets hit by a car, gets put in a coma. He can't handle it.
Right. He pretty much assumes that she is going to pass away.
Right.
That there is no hope for her.
Right. So he doesn't know what to do with himself. He's at home. He's not eating. He's smoking like crazy. You know, he's not taking very good care of himself. But alas, he's got a best friend. And his best friend is a military scientist. And wouldn't you know, he knows how to freeze things to where they can be frozen and then brought back to life years later.
Right.
So he's like, listen.
Not a year. It's like, is it 1 year later?
Well, he's like, don't wake me up until she's up.
Right.
So.
For like a year is what he thought. Because all he had done, his friend had only experimented on animals.
Right.
So he was the first human that he was going to do this to for 1 year.
And how long was it after that?
A whole lot of years.
Awesome. I think it was It was in the 1990s.
So,
it was present day for when the movie.
Present day.
Right. So
it was a many years later.
It was many years later, and he gets woken up by a bunch of kids who go into the base. They're horsing around, and they accidentally wake up Mel Gibson. Mm-hmm. And Mel Gibson is like a fish out of water. He's like, where am I? What happened? Where's my best friend? Where's my girlfriend? Why is it 1992?
Right. He was scared.
Right. So he's relying on these kids to help him find out what's going on. Mm-hmm. And one of the kids is played by a young Elijah Wood. Elijah Wood, yes.
And actually Elijah invites him to stay at his home. He put him in his treehouse, and then he ended up meeting Elijah's mom, which is Jamie Lee Curtis.
Awesome. Go on.
Yeah. And and so anyway, she invites him to the home. Mm-hmm. She actually has a boyfriend at the time. That's why they were at the airfield at an air show. And when the kids kind of wandered off and found him, and then he noticed a plane like the one he used to fly was sitting there. And so he just kind of goes from there, and then he starts trying to track down his friend, found out his friend had passed away. And
but Guess who hasn't passed away?
Guess who didn't pass away?
And if you want to watch the rest of the movie, then you can see what happens with this. But come on, you can't tell me that you don't get like teary-eyed at the very end of this movie.
Oh, yeah, it was very good.
It's emotional. It pulls at your heartstrings. You want Mel Gibson to win the day. Why aren't you more excited about this movie? I almost did.
Did you?
Oh, yeah. I love this movie. I love the era. I love the 1930s, 40s era. I love that.
I do know he does love that era from the movies he's made me watch and review in the
Exactly.
past.
I mean, that's when men were men. They wore suits. They had the hats. They didn't wear it backwards or didn't have any goofy characters on the hats and
wore their pants pulled all the way down. It is a good movie.
That's when men were men.
The ending was great. It's a good story because there's it's almost like two love stories in one because
we got the kids.
We got the kids, and we have Mel with the love of his life, and then he meets Jamie Lee Curtis, who falls in love with him.
Right.
And
there's a whole bunch of love going on in this film.
A lot of love in this movie. A lot of love. You got to watch it.
But yet you're not excited about it.
I'm excied.
Are you sure?
I'm so excited about it. Yeah.
All right. You sound like Sabrina.
5.5 times.
Well, there you go. 5.5 times. The movie is called Forever Young. I love it. Kim is on the fence about it. So give it a chance.
Please.
Please do.
It's Mel Gibson in his prime.
That's
and he runs. You got to watch it.
I think we're done here, Kim. You've made fun of me quite enough today.
Which I love.
So we are done. I appreciate you being on the show.
I appreciate being here.
Remind folks to save their pull tabs.
Yes, please save your pull tabs. Every year we have a pull tab drive. So you have until next April to save as many as you can. And you can contact Chris here at the radio station. Anytime you have any, you can drop them off here.
Sounds good.
Be awesome. We appreciate it.
It's the pull tab drive for Brandon and Briar. It'll be in April of 2019. Just keep an eye to the Screen Team. We'll give you more details about it as it comes forward. She's Kim. I'm Chris. We are the Screen Team, and we want you to know before you go.